Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out important news. With us today, because he's got big, important news that came out on Friday, Michael Lendy, CEO and President of Predictiv AI, trades in the venture under PAI. For our friends in the US, INOTF, and for our friends in Europe, 71TA. For those new to the story, I'm going to give you a 10-second background because I want to go right into the news. As their name kind of suggests, their proprietary artificial intelligence and machine learning platform provides predictive solutions in the public safety sector. So what does that mean? For example, they've got their ThermalPass fever detection system that was on a high profile that everyone can relate to, was displayed at a Carolina Panthers game, 24 medical grade sensors, 1,200 readings per second, one person per second. It's for those kind of mass audience, mass places. They received orders for over 90 units, almost 100 units of ThermalPass alone, and they got other products. And today's news, Predictiv AI's ThermalPass adopted by Memorial Healthcare System, installed in multiple South Florida hospital locations. This is big. This is fantastic. Michael, welcome back, my man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How much, this is big, so I'm going to jump right in before we get into the deal details. How big of a game changer is it to have the backing of one of the largest and most respected hospitals in the United States for ThermalPass?
It's huge. It's a really, really big game changer for us. It's a whole new paradigm now, because what we've got is a beautifully well-written and comprehensive, robust letter of endorsement, which there was just a small excerpt from, put into the press release that people saw. And we're taking that letter of endorsement and we're taking it around to the other 6,000 hospitals across the States and 1,200 hospitals in Canada, and showing them our validation. Because, you know, this is an amazing pivotal point where we have worked very hard this whole time to get to this point where we have, you know, their staple flagship hospital, Memorial Regional in Hollywood, Florida, who has said, yeah, we're getting behind this. Not only did they purchase and we installed this the last couple of weeks, but they're now saying, you know, listen, your phone's going to be ringing off the hook as soon as you show this referral letter to people. They're very happy with our service, as well as our a product, which is so important. And it's more than just temperature detection and scanning. It got rid of a problem for them, which is having to do the thermal gun pointed at people's head, which they didn't like very much.
It's slow. It's a terrible experience.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not the most accurate thing all the time either.
Yeah, no, and it allowed them to help their staff, as well as, because a lot of things people don't realize, which I learned through this process, was there's of course the patients and the faculty and everything else, but everything has to work in conjunction with all the SOPs and other things they've got going on in the hospital with their staff. And so it was just so amazing. We were down there and working with everyone, and it was just a real team effort. And you know, they have, you know, 6 hospitals plus, you know, I think over 30 other ancillary locations all over the state. The one we're in was, you know, kind of a big deal because they've had more accolades for their cardio for center, and for their acknowledgement of being one of the best places to work in the States and one of the biggest hospitals in the States. So this is a big deal, you know, for me to be able to sit down with a hospital here in Toronto or anywhere in the United States or in Europe or anywhere. And that's all we've been doing in the last a few days since this came out, was going to different hospitals with our emails and our phone calls and contacting them directly about our latest validation and success. And so we're very excited because this also is transferable into other areas. We're presenting this to schools because the logic and the reasoning behind this is, hey, you know, if it's good enough for a hospital, you know what? There are other sectors.
And not just a hospital, but the hospital in South Florida, Miami, Broward County. Let's talk about this deal. Talk us through it. The initial rollout, I'm reading here, initial rollout of units is at Memorial Regional and Memorial Regional Hospital South, one of the rehab. How do you think the rollout takes place with Memorial? Is it weeks, months, quarters?
Yeah, no, it's just a few months. So, they have an open PO, and you got a couple of dozen units going in. So, you roll out 9, then you roll out 7, and then you roll out a few more. And by the end of a 3-4 month period, they're all rolled out and everything's done. They've got the kids hospital, the Joe DiMaggio hospital, and some other hospitals that we're in. And we're just making sure that we're going slow and doing things correctly. And because every hospital has its own nuances and its own particular spaces where they want the devices and where they want them to be installed and how they want them to be functioning. And I haven't met one single location that wants the same thing. It doesn't matter whether it's a convention center or a First Nations reserve, or a hospital, or a long-term care facility, or a theater, whatever it is. Everybody has something just a little bit different. So what's nice is we have a very nimble software team who's able to accommodate the type of connectivity that is required, whether they want it available on their handheld device or their laptop or their iPad, or whatever the case might be. But it's been a great opportunity to be able to roll this out here, and we're doing more, and there'll be more announcements coming out soon. Because
what kind of feedback are you getting, Michael? You said, obviously, look, I know how it is in business. When you score a big customer, you immediately reach out to 20 people that you've been talking to previous. Say, hey, by the way, GeorgeCom just came on. Here's a press release. Here's the quote. Here's some other maybe data they need to see. What kind of? I know it's early. It's only Monday, but what kind of early feedback are you getting from some prospects? Where
already, first of all, I did not stop working through the weekend because I was aiming to watch the Masters, and I barely got to watch any of it because the phone was ringing, and it was great. And it was ringing from our Friday emails that went out to other hospitals in Canada and the United States with the letter of endorsement. And it's fantastic because we got a lot of email returns, and we got a lot of phone calls over the weekend, like 9 or 10 calls over the weekend. And this is just by just sending out that testimonial and saying, here's what we got. And the response from, and it's not just hospitals, the response from different organizations, from one was a school board that called us back, one was a financial institution that called us back, 3 were hospitals. And so word's getting out, and what's happening is doctors are speaking to administrators are speaking to their friends or other administrators. We were down there, and there was the doctor, one of the doctors of the hospital said, I'm taking a picture of this right now and sending it to my friend who's the CEO of another hospital up in Illinois. And I'm just sitting here going, this is exactly what we need. That's why we asked it's a big game changer. It's nice to call up and say we have an amazing technology, it's been validated by XYZ, here it is, have a look. It's a different thing than me saying, here, read this letter and see what the director of nursing from this well-noted hospital is saying about our amazing device and how, it's such a great solution to help and contribute towards the mitigation of this.
Safe to say this is an inflection point, Michael? Is this that inflection point, that sale that you need, that third-party validation you needed that should create a domino effect going forward?
I do believe so, because I've been a hockey coach for 30 years. And one thing I learned is success breeds success. And what I mean by that, old cliche, is that, when you've got that one fantastic opportunity in your hand and you can show other people, look, someone did this with us, who is very reputable, is excellent. It gets the next person, which gets the next. Before you know, you have a stable of outstanding brands and outstanding, well-known, respected, highly respected facilities, businesses, organizations who are now using your solution as part of their overall solution. And now it all starts coming to you, So this is the sort of thing that is a big deal. And it's funny because some people might get upset with me if I said, hey, it's come a little earlier than we thought. But as I said in our last discussion and interview,
yeah, you've got to give the market a chance to be the market at the end of the day. You have to give that sales cycle.
Yeah, we're working with some of the best experts in North America on our sales channel marketing. That's another group. When they found out about this, they were very excited because it allows them to go to their network with this kind of client and say, look, here we are, and we've got something that's been established and that's rolling out there in other hospitals and doing well. And so it helps our sales channels as well.
We'll save that card. Like, there's a lot we could dive into even further, but point made. Great sale, great third-party validations can open up doors. So let's see what comes next. But you guys aren't a one-trick pony, because you've also got the weather telematics alert fleet technology, and you had news there as well that was interesting. You partnered with Propel, I guess. They're a technology and data company that's in the safety and efficiency for commercial fleets.
Propellant is an unbelievable company. They're in mitigation of hazardous and road concerns and safety for fleets. Except they're very far along. They have several fleet customers in the United States, and there was just an instant synergy between our tech teams and management, and so that was a no-brainer. They just got board approval to go ahead and approach all of their network and 100 more, and they're really doing a great job as a sales channel partner, not exclusive, but still a great sales channel.
But that one seems to be moving along, because you guys even say in the press release, once commercially deployed and integrated, the alert fleet system will run as a SaaS model, because they're going to integrate it into their technology, right? So how far along do you think they are in terms of, commercializing along for you?
Yeah, so not far along. I mean, we're looking at, I would say, a month away from,
well, not far away. You meant to say not far along. You said not far along. I guess you meant to say not far away.
Not far along. We're not far away. We're going to be. We're expecting to do some great things and to get some monetization out of this partnership very soon. And we've also been in various conversations leading right up to this interview with several well-known brands, other well-known brands who are out there, fleet navigation firms and very well-known groups who are very excited about our technology, because we haven't bumped into anybody yet who has.
And I'm still blown away, because you're about to say it. Remind everyone, because I still love to hear it, how your weather telematics fleet technology works. This is brilliant. I've never seen anything like this until I spoke to you.
So most of our competitors use open source data. Where we're different, where our IP lies, and our biggest distinctive competency is just this: that over the last 10 years, we've amassed over 100 million miles of road data. And with that, we've done POCs with the likes of Porsche and Daimler and others, and we have clients in government in the States. And it's been kind of kept in this quiet bubble. And then when I came along and started working with our CTO, we realized, very quickly, okay, I got together with our business development person, and she and I worked on this. Okay, we're gonna brand this, call it Alert Fleet. Here's what it is. This can give you a hazard warning 150 meters ahead of time of what could otherwise have been a disaster. So I'm driving along in a truck, and I get a hazard warning, audio and visual up on the dashboard, up on my mounted handheld device that tells me in 100 meters or 150 meters, there's dense fog, there's hail, there's hydroplaning, or there's black ice. Slow down, veer off, get off the road. So this is going to save fleets out of pocket damage costs, if they're self-insured or if there's a small damage, insurance premiums, insurance deductibles. It's going to save
lives,
potentially lives. You know, like one of the groups that I mean, there's going to be more announcements coming on this sort of thing. I'm very excited. But one of the fleet owners said to me, "Wow, just to know everything's going to arrive safely and on time, especially my people, you know." And that to me, I mean, you don't get any better than that. So we've got this.
Like we all get traffic alerts, right? We're at home and I'm driving. It says, "Hey, 2 kilometers ahead, there's an accident, there's traffic," but that's different. This is I'm driving. There's no traffic. What otherwise on my GPS looks like clear sailing, and I suddenly get audio and visual alerts that there's hail 200 meters ahead. Dense fog has just rolled in. I mean, I haven't seen that anywhere before. That is extremely powerful, you know, AI technology,
what it is, and I'm not going to try and pretend to be as smart as our CTO, and he's probably laughing watching me now, but I'll tell you, here's how it works in layman's terms. If you take 100 million miles of 10 years of road data, and it meets current atmospheric temperature, right at the moment that happens, that's when you get your hyper local reading that transmits to us, the driver, and to us on the back end. There's an alert, there's a problem, and this is likely to be the case because we know from historical that when it meets this current atmospheric temperature, this is exactly what's going to happen. And so it's down to a science. It's an amazing science. And now the discussions every day.
When do we get this in our cars, Michael? I know you go after fleets, but does it come a day when, you know, we may get this in our cars? I would certainly hope so.
Well, I'll tell you something. We've actually started discussions because, as you know, there are different apps out there that give you directions and that will estimate your time. And that time is usually estimated based on traffic lights, stop signs, car accidents that have happened already, and traffic that's happened.
Sure.
But none of it is based on accurate weather that is about to happen, that is predictive in nature, and that you're about to go into.
Man.
So it's very powerful. And so these are conversations that are going to be happening and that are already ensuing.
Michael, congratulations on the news with Memorial Healthcare System Hospital. That's amazing. Congratulations on the partnership with Propel, and they're both not just sales that are exciting, but man, they're exciting in terms of validation of artificial intelligence. And it's no surprise why you guys partnered with the University of Waterloo Artificial Intelligence Institute back in March, a month ago. And leaves the door open for a lot more great things to come, man. So really exciting. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, thank you. And I'm looking forward to being back soon. We've got some exciting things brewing.
Well, last time you were here was, you know, around mid-March, and here we are mid-April, and it seems like that's accelerating now. So the more the merrier, my friend. But in the meantime, congrats to you, your CTO, and your entire team, because this is no small thing that you guys have accomplished, and you're building something potentially really, really cool here in the artificial intelligence space.
Yeah, we're very excited.
For everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening by podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, or your favorite podcast platform, to Michael Lendy, CEO of Predictiv AI, trades on TSX Venture under PAI. For our friends in the US, INOTF. And for our friends in Europe, 71TA. And their website, you can see it right over Michael's head, Predictiv, without an E, predictive.ai. Do your due diligence, guys. You know what we feel, how we feel about artificial intelligence. We've said that these disruptive technologies are going to change the small cap world in the next decade. You got to look for the companies that are executing, not just talking. And when you look at today's interview and today's news, Michael and his team at Predictiv are definitely walking the walk. Congratulations, Michael. See you next time. And for everybody home, do your due diligence so you don't say we didn't tell you so. Have a great day.